What's up, y'all? I'm Rich Slaton from Clash Royale League, and this is another best of 5 duel mode battle, this time featuring teammates from number 4 in the world, Pain Gaming. It's Sweep versus Lucas. Before we start the match, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and comment with other best of 5 matchups you'd like to see right here on this channel. Let's waste no more time, jump right on into it. Teammates in a friendly battle here, but a pitched one for sure. Sweep and Lucas, let's go. Here we go, game number 1. Sweep and Lucas, former teammates. And already the boys having fun. And when they jumped into the clan, of course, there was a lot of, hey, Poppy, hey, beautiful. Nothing but love between these two. So a fun, friendly exhibition match in the best of 5 duel format. And Sweep going with Zappy's Electro Spirit, probably going Royal Giant, Giant Skeleton, which is a very popular combination in this duel format. It's a very safe deck. It opens up a lot of opportunities for your other decks. And Lucas going with one of the other more popular choices overall in the game, but also specifically in the duel mode itself. And that's the most likely Lava Miner. But Lava with arrows and Zap is an interesting to have both of those in there. And Sweep just going right under. Barbs behind the Giant Skeleton, so not going to get the value of the Giant Skeleton that Sweep would have hoped there. And now Lava Hound with Balloon coming in. Zappy's to help with the stun here. But there's no aerial big spell here. Still able to prevent the big-time connection on the left-hand side. First minute and 20 seconds away, and Sweep out on top so far, 1676 and 1941. You know, these two guys certainly know each other very well, having been teammates, lots of practice hours together. Curious how well they might be predicting each other's deck pools. So just Lava Loon. I don't believe it's possible that Lucas is running Miner in this one, but typically this Lava Loon deck would run, I believe Tombstone is one likely option. Of course, he could be running Miner, but no building. Building not necessary when you do have the Barbs. And just full-on Lava Loon, Barbs, and the minions. What an interesting choice here by Lucas. Which means he's probably saving Miner for Miner Wall Breakers is my guess later. That's the fun part about these duels, of course. Trying to prognosticate the later decks. Good stop there by Sweep on the left-hand side. Way in the lead right now, 559 to now 907. So maybe a bit more damage getting through there on the left-hand side than Sweep may have anticipated. Final 30 seconds of regulation time, and here comes the Earthquake. Essentially now it's a run for Lucas to try to get enough damage in here in time. The Hunter high to the outside. You should see the balloon. Does the balloon go to the outside? No, the balloon sticks right to that Lava Hound. So it does connect. We're going to sudden death overtime. I think that Sweep expected the balloon to push to the inside, and instead it just stuck to the back of that Lava Hound and went right to tower. A lot on the board right now for the Brazilian. And Sweep forced to play his Zap. He's low to the left, meaning not a lot here to deal with this balloon on the right-hand side. Will probably take one balloon shot here. I don't believe he takes 2. I think he gets it down before 2. And just barely does. You can see that balloon was about to be dropped on the right-hand side. 90 seconds remaining in sudden death overtime, and this game has swung dramatically. Sweep totally in control for the first couple of minutes, and then once that balloon just made a beeline for the tower at the end of regulation, momentum shifted drastically. Trying to work on these Barbs, which have been an absolute menace, of course, for this Royal Giant. He might get back around here and go for another Royal Giant in the pocket. Let's see if that's what he goes for. Does have to do a little bit of control here defensively, and that's the Fisherman in front to pick up that aggro. 537 remaining on the right-hand side. Zap and arrows, not excellent for spell cycle. Let's see if Sweep goes Royal Giant in the pocket this time. Nope, just goes right behind Giant Skeleton one more time. This time, this is actually a much better situation, though, for the Canadian, except for this balloon. Zappy should be enough to control it, though. Death damage is going to come in. I think that death damage puts us within Arrow's Zap range, and it does. Arrows comes in, Zap comes in, and you see Sweep trying to go in the pocket, couldn't get it done fast enough. And a good game number 1 win here for Lucas. Both of them going with relatively safe options overall, as you might imagine. And Lucas the one coming out on top. And it really felt like it was a good game for Sweep early on, but that Hunter to the inside just not quite doing what the Canadian wanted. And now we're going to jump right into game number 2. I will have those stats up on the left-hand side here in just a moment. Or not the stats, but the decks played, so you can follow that information. And yeah, as you can see, no surprises here. It is the minor wall breakers for the next game. That is not the correct set of decks here. Let me go ahead and clear these out and give you guys the correct set of decks from the previous game. There you go. So no big surprises here. Minor wall breakers, super dominant right now, super popular. And when you saw no minor in the Lava Loon deck, you expected Lucas to play minor wall breakers here. And as you can see, a lot of damage early on as I was trying to get that deck information on screen. The sheer number of variations available for minor wall breakers is kind of stunning. Obviously, Sweep not going to be running the EQ one, as we just saw Royal Giant, Giant Skeleton, Earthquake. And I doubt that Lucas is running Earthquake as well on top of this one. Typically, you don't see a bevy of spells in the minor wall breakers deck. We'll see if possibly he's saving that EQ for Hog Cycle. Lucas, known as one of the best Hog Cycle players in the game. One of the top 2.6 players of all time. And Sweep sets up Prince in the back. Mega Knight right in front, going to put the big guy on roller skates here. And a nice little minor pull to the middle. But only going to distract that for a moment as Sweep sends the minor to the back to pull the Valkyrie. Tesla comes out in front. Wall breakers, I don't think they will escape. They get caught by a second Valkyrie. Mega Knight picked up in the middle. But I think Sweep's going to come out on top of this exchange elixir-wise. Going to have to deal, probably might just zap that right-hand side for the bats. Decides to play the spears instead. And a wall breaker kite does not get the full-on kite, though. And look at this, Miner going to town on the back end here for Sweep on the left-hand side. Prince might escape. Lucas forced to wallbreaker kite again. If there's a zap in his future, doesn't even need it. Miner and Prince connect on the left-hand side, and we are all tied up 1-1 between Lucas and Sweep. What a fun one that was. Lucas with the serious advantage early on in the game. And then as time went on, Sweep just able to catch up and get himself right back in it and tie things up with his former teammate. So we had Lava Loon out of Lucas in game number 1, Royal Giant, Giant Skeleton, or Earthquake out of Sweep in that first one. Both guys go minor wall breakers here in the second. So, of course, when we get back into the game screen, we will have all the decks to compare. And kind of take a look at what we think might be coming here for game number 3. Both guys probably looking over the decks right now, trying to decide where they think they're going. Interesting note on Pain on Lucas's side. They're both Pain. Lucas's side, the spells used so far: Zap, Snowball, Fireball, and Arrows. So Poison, Zap, Barb Barrel, Earthquake, all available. Neither of the two traditional big spells used by Sweep yet. Earthquake and Zap, both used, but no Poison and no Fireball. So Poison and Fireball both available. You got to expect that one of the questions now is, when do you pull the trigger on Graveyard? Right? Is this the time when you say, let's go Graveyard? It's game 3. Of course, Poison is still available for both players. Yeah, my thought process here, and if I'm Sweep, I'm probably thinking the same thing, is that Lucas has Hog Cycle and Graveyard as the last 2 decks. A lot of Graveyard options here available, although he could be going Royal Giant as well. A lot of possibilities for Royal Giant out of Lucas. So you're kind of looking at 3 different possibilities, right? Are you looking at the Graveyard deck? Are you looking at the Hoggy Q? Are you looking at Royal Giant? On Sweep's side, a lot of interesting possibilities here. RG already out, and this is feeling like Graveyard with the Goblin Cage in the middle. Lucas goes Dark Prince in the back. Feeling even more like Graveyard now out of Sweep. And both these decks could be Graveyard. They also both could be going in the Golem or Electro Giant direction as well. Especially with the Dark Princes. Dark Prince used to be a big part of Graveyard, but not so much anymore. And Lucas does get the King Tower activation, so if it is GY, Sweep's in a lot of trouble here. With the Snowball feeling less and less like Graveyard, though. Snowball is a part of Graveyard, but typically more like that Cannon Cart Graveyard construction. More like a deck that has Archers in Graveyard, a faster cycle Graveyard deck. Snowball not really a part of this one typically. So it is Electro Giant for Lucas, setting up to the right-hand side. And we might be in for something pretty close in terms of decks here. You never love to see a Lightning hit the shield of the Dark Prince. That's really not what you're going for. Dark Prince does go all the way through for a charge, and there you go. That's the maybe a little wrong value there. Sweep ahead by about 2 Elixir, and not going to really worry about this Ice Wiz. Might just choose to... No, it has to Snowball that one. Instead, he had 10 Elixir. Why not? And Sweep cages up on the right-hand side. Lightning onto a Dark Prince shield, not ideal, and you see the dividends that paid for Sweep on the opposite end here. Now it is Electro Giant. And that's going to be a nice pull into the center here and splits up these troops very, very well. The Lightning takes care of the Cage and the Brawler. This Electro Giant, I think, going to help Sweep come pretty close out ahead on this one again, as Lucas goes ahead and Giants up one more time. Sweep at the Baby Dragon on the board. Electro Giant up for Lucas. And Sweep cages one more time. Cages to the inside. And that Dark Prince there again to just be really annoying for those Lightnings. And looks like that was Sweep playing Lightning high to take off some of the support. Only got 2 hits. And now comes in a big Lightning for Lucas. Cage comes down, trying to hold on here. Snowball to play some defense, and Lucas now in the lead, 1177 to 1975 with 1:45 left. Electro Giant at the Briz, supported by the Ice Wiz at the Briz. At the Bridge. Supported by the Ice Widge. And again, defensive Lightning out of Lucas, or out of Sweep. Lucas forced to spend a little bit here, and it'll be a fine expenditure. Final minute 15. Interesting the slightly different looks here. The Snowball variant versus the Barb Barrel variant. Other than that, looking the same across the board. And that Baby Dragon's going to connect here. Snowball does reset to the Dark Prince. But that connection is absolutely huge. 397 remains. Sweep is trying to go in hard on the right-hand side. NATO's all that together. And goes with the lightning on offense, trying to get that Baby Dragon to connect on that right-hand side the best that he can. And now just one lightning away. Lucas needs to get 3 cards down and then get back to 6 elixir. He's played 3 of them. That's 4 of them. Lightning is there. Does Sweep have a chance at a block here? Gets the cage down, but couldn't get down a second unit. Sweep with a good look at a potential lightning block there. But no, not quite enough elixir, not quite enough in terms of a low-cost troop to make that a possibility. And Lucas comes out on top in our 3rd game here. So as we go into game number 4, it is going to be Lucas with the 1-point advantage. Match point here for the Brazilian. And again, now this time, Fireball and Poison both still available on Sweep's side. Poison still available on Lucas's side. Earthquake also available for Lucas. So again, one of the fun things here is the diversity of spells, diversity of meta, obviously. Interesting enough that we have seen 2 near mirror matches. We've seen minor wall breakers go head-to-head in game number 2, and then an essential 1-spell difference mirror match in game number 3. So interesting to see that these 2 are kind of going with similar thought processes for construction. I still think that there's 4 pretty decent options on Lucas's side. We'll see what he comes up with. Here we go. Game number 4 on its way. Who's going Graveyard here? Lucas probably going Hog Cycle at that point. You still have EQ, and you still have the Royal Delivery, and there you go, Archers. Tesla being out, so not going with the X-Bow, and yep, there you see, definitely going to be Hog Cycle. Sweep going Fireball bait, it looks like. Fireball is not in play. And the Elite Barbarian, so maybe Sweep going Balloon. This might be 6 Loon here in game number 3. The E-Barb does get 1 big-time swing, and there you go, the Balloon to the right-hand side. I don't think Lucas has anything for this. Bomb Tower is not going to stop the connection. I think that Balloon still gets its drop even with the bomb. And there you go, 1 big-time drop. And Lucas with the well played, got caught out. 6 Loon E-Barbs for the Canadian. Wondering if Lucas does have a way to outcycle here. Going to be very hard to get past the recruits and the E-Barbs here. Lumberjack on top of that. Question is what kind of defense, and there you go, does he protect the Hunter? And he does. What kind of defense can Lucas mount here and save elixir? And you see how much he has to spend. Down 2. And Lucas with the well played here knows he's in trouble. Down 2 elixir. Sweep's just going to go ahead and probably split the 6 again. He might go E-Barbs here actually in response. There you go. Hog does come out, and Hog gets absolutely absorbed by the helmeted fellas, and now Balloon E-Barbs pushed to the left-hand lane. Bomb Tower to the middle. Fly Machine does go down, though. And now here goes the 3-3 split. This is a challenging matchup to be played without the... Oh, that's right, he already played Snowball, but surprised we're not seeing the delivery version here. But I guess Hunter probably better against Balloon than delivery in a lot of ways. In pretty much every way. Now that you think about it. Balloon doesn't connect on the left-hand side. Here we go. Sudden death overtime. E-Barbs will be back around in cycle one more time, but Log should earn that Hog one more hit. No, it doesn't. Hog unable to get any hits whatsoever. Lucas knows how to control well defensively with cycle cards, but man, has to make some really tough decisions here. And that was a good decision to control with the Skeletons and Knight as opposed to the Bomb Tower. Now the Bomb Tower out in case of a Balloon. Balloon might go to the left-hand lane here, avoiding that Bomb Tower. Hunter should be available, but then it's going to be Lucas needing to protect that Hunter. And look at this, the pile of pressure being put on right now by Sweep. And now Balloon goes to the right-hand side. Bomb Tower to pull, and that's a nice combination there. The Hunter survives. What a brilliant defensive combination by Lucas, and now Hog to the right-hand side. E-Barbs will be available, though. No, it's the freeze out of Sweep with the Lumberjack. Cheeky play. It is cold in Canada, and Sweep bringing that all the way down to Brazil. Log to the right-hand lane. Sweep not going to pressure on that dropped Rage from the Lumberjack. 3-3 one more time, supported by the Flying Machine. And now Lucas doing some cycle behind tower. Knight to pull all that into Bomb Tower range. And a second Bomb Tower, really good here. Watch the second Bomb Tower play. That is great. Unbelievable control here by Lucas. 1146 to 1562. Lucas does have the Earthquake, the ability to do some really serious spell cycle damage, and he gets a connection. 2 connections with the Hog Rider. 758 to 1146, 24 seconds left, and suddenly Lucas is in the lead. And he cycles so quickly. Can he get a second Bomb Tower down here on the left-hand side one more time? He's going to take a balloon shot, I believe. The Bomb Tower doesn't pull, and the freeze comes in, and just like that, Sweep steals the game right back from Lucas, and we're going to game number 5. Whoo, boy. That was the game right there. What a finish. What an absolute finish. And now these guys can play any of the 4 decks they already use. What a finish. Those last few seconds, it really felt like Lucas had stolen it, but couldn't get back around to the Bomb Tower. He played the Archers to the left-hand side, which, very curious about that, did not go for the same double Bomb Tower sequence as he went in the play before, and it really feels like that sequence might have been more successful, pulling the double pull on the Balloon. Maybe he was concerned about the Bomb Tower potentially falling in the middle, which would have been a clear path. But doesn't get the Bomb Tower out in time. Balloon just slides right on through. Connection, freeze, and good job on Sweep holding onto that freeze for a very, very long time as well. So now here we're going to go to our final game, game number 5. Let's jump on into it, and very curious to see which direction these two guys go. And Lucas going Minor Wall Breakers. No big surprises here. And it's going to be the Electro Giant deck. So let's go ahead and clear these decks, and we already know what they're playing here, guys. It's going to be the Electro Giant deck for Sweep up against the Minor Wall Breakers of Lucas. Sweep has the NATO. The Lightning's an interesting piece here, although that'll be very nice against the Tesla. You know, I'll go ahead and put those 2 decks from those 2 games back on the board, so you can see those 2 decks. And Minor Wall Breakers to the left-hand side. And you look at this. Look at the placement for Lucas, knowing the NATO's out of cycle. Lucas knows that NATO's not available, just goes ahead and puts the Minor on that inside spot. Great, great call. First minute 20 away. Lucas with the lead here in game number 5. And now Sweep sets up Dark Prince to the left-hand lane. Bat's not going to have any support here. I'm curious to see how Lucas uses these defensive miners. I think he's going to need them quite a bit in this game. Of course, right now, just keeping the pressure on. Valkyrie to the left. Replies to the Ice Whiz here, and now just wall breaker pressure on the right. Just wants an expenditure out of there. And tried to predict... Maybe that was an Ice Whiz prediction potentially on the right-hand side, or just trying to slow down the tower there. I'm trying to look at the deck of Lucas and figure out what it was that, or the deck of Sweep and figure out what the heck he was trying to predict there. And just like that, Sweep with a big connection on the right and goes ahead and lightnings to add more damage to the right-hand side, plus getting this Electro Giant free on the left. Huge, huge swing as we get closer to sudden death overtime. A game that Lucas was controlling nicely, suddenly Sweep in the driver's seat. Still no King Tower activation despite the tornado. And now Sweep sets up to the right-hand lane. Spears split. 2 to the right, 1 to the left for Lucas. Miner wall breakers with bats in. Baby Dragon turning to the miner. Not going to hold on quite long enough to create too much damage. 15-18 to the lowest tower of 13-26 right-hand side. And Lucas has a lot to defend against. Snowball clears out the spears. Tesla working against that Electro Giant. Second Tesla down, though, and that's what where I thought he was going. Lucas played the second Tesla before I could say it. Nice snowball there on the wall breaker kite for the Baby Dragon, and that will get a wall breaker connection. What a play by Lucas. That whole sequence, second Tesla, snowball, wall breaker kite, brilliant sequence there by the talented Cycle player. NATO pulls all that together. High Tesla. Lucas has to spend a lot here to play defense. And the Dark Prince does connect and gets the miner, so the defensive miner doesn't even save the tower damage. Final 40 seconds. Electro Giant supported by Dark Prince and Baby Dragon. And the Ice Whiz tries to pick up the miner from Lucas instead. Miner goes inside to break up the support. Lucas playing the long game here in the very short moments. NATO out of cycle, so does Lucas go inside with the miner again? Lucas does have Fireball. Does not block the lightning. Fireball in on the Ice Whiz. Miner trying to get enough done. NATO's it away, does Sweep. GG, well played. And that's your BO5, folks. A great performance from both of these guys. Back and forth action. In the end, though, the Lightning able to create enough distance. The NATO there to pull the Miner away. And Sweep takes the win in game number 5. And that's, of course, how you want to see a best-of-5 end going all the way to the 5th and final game. And we have more of those coming in this dual mode battle right here on this channel with the Bren Chong Cup 2 on its way this month. Make sure you don't miss it by subscribing to this channel and, of course, turn on notifications so you always know when I'm going live with those great Bren Chong Cup 2 competition moments. $40,000 prize pool right here on my channel. I'm Rich Slaton, and this is the best place for Clash Royale esports.